Radio, New Iberia's only daily live call-in talk show.
25 minutes after 10 o'clock, our Mellow Joy coffee time. My pleasure to welcome back to the show Marti Harrell for another edition of Positively Iberia. And after a month of waiting, finally able to unleash today's episode. Marti, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm great. Yeah, this is celebrating National Black Business Month revisited because August was National Black Business Month, but this wonderful panel was scheduled for the day that Hurricane Laura made her visit. So obviously we had to reschedule. So we're just continuing that celebration and bring our great guest in. And it sounds like I have some visitors here at my house today. I think that's the first time that my little girls have vocalized themselves. So my apologies, they're in the other part of the house, but stuff happens when you're live, right?
No doubt about it. That's one of the joys of radio. It's live, and it is you never can be certain what's going to happen next.
It's kind of like downtown when the ambulances go by or the fire trucks or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I want to remind everyone we are recording that peek behind the curtain of this Zoom channel that's going on, and we'll be posting it later. So you'll be able to see and hear all over again. But the first thing I want to do is let everybody introduce themselves. So let's see. Ms. Collins, just say hello and tell us who you are and who you represent.
Oh, good morning. I'm Savitra Collins. I'm the pharmacist and owner of City Pharmacy and Home Medical in Jeanerette, Louisiana.
Awesome.
And I want to let everyone know that sometimes when you enter healthcare, you don't always have to go away from home to have a business or seek employment elsewhere. I'm right here. I'm a native of Loreville, Louisiana. And since my return, I have been actively employed as a pharmacist here in the Teche area.
Ms. Collins,
yes,
let us introduce the rest of the panel and we'll get back to you, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Dr. Odom, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, my name is Leandre Odom. I'm a family physician here in New Iberia, Louisiana.
Awesome. And Ms. Porter?
My name is LaDanna Simon Porter. I am the owner of Lifeline Safety. I am a certified CPR instructor, heart saver, and BLS.
There you go. So it's all about healthcare today. So before we get back to Ms. Collins and all of the rest of our panel, let's get a little report from Janet. She's at a ribbon cutting this morning, so we've got her on tape. Roll it for us.
Today, the Chamber is hosting a ribbon cutting for Partners Paint and Admiral Doyle. Partners does collision repair, custom painting, RV repair, and much more. And this afternoon at 3 p.m., we will co-host a ribbon cutting with the St. Mary Chamber of Commerce for Franklin Foundation Hospital and their new affiliation with Ortho, Louisiana. This week, the Chamber has hosted political forums for the offices of District Judge Division H and District Judge Division F, New Iberia City Council Districts 2, 4, and 5, New Iberia City Marshal, New Iberia Council Member at Large, the office we've traditionally referred to as Mayor Pro Tem, and the 16th Judicial District Attorney. We had excellent virtual attendance for these forums, all of which will be posted to the Chamber's Facebook and YouTube by the weekend. You can access both of these viewing options through iberiachamber.org, following the links for 2020 political forums. I want to remind everyone that the deadline to register to vote in person or by mail is October 5th. The deadline to register to vote through the Go Vote online registration system is October 13th, and that's Go Vote, G-E-A-U-X, vote online. Early voting is October 16th through the 27th from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. excluding Sundays. And then Election Day is Tuesday, November 3rd. Also, if you have additional questions regarding your voting options, reach out to the Registrar of Voters office because they have several different options there, and their number is 369-4407. And folks, our time is running out. The last date for completing the census form is September 30th. The census only comes around once every 10 years. For most people, completing the information required is very simple and very easy. If you've already completed your 2020 census form, thank you. And I ask you to look around and see if you can help coworkers or employees with their forms. Iberia Parish is still at a 60.2% response rate. Every person not counted results in approximately $2,100 fewer coming to Louisiana from the federal government for important needs such as healthcare, public education, roads, and emergency equipment. Make sure your household is complete. Talk about it around the coffee pot. Help others know how important this response is. And as we've talked previously, we are all a bit sad that festival season in South Louisiana will look so different this year. But the World Championship Gumbo Cook-Off is stepping up to spread the word about our wonderful community and this event itself. There are at least 3 major ways to engage in the World Championship Gumbo Cook-Off this year. You can find that information now at shop.iberiachamber.org. I'll have more details next week about all the options, and you'll get to meet Chef Amy Sins, the Wizard of Rue. And of course, we appreciate the ongoing support of our major sponsors without whom this innovation would not be possible. And that would be Tabasco, Louisiana Seafood Marketing and Promotion Board, and Cypress Bayou Casino. Stay well and have a good day.
And as Janet mentioned, we'll have the Wizard of Rue with us next week. But I did want to mention something that broke after we recorded Janet yesterday is the Main Street Recovery Program, which is a new state law that's designed to reimburse eligible small business for up to $15,000 in expenses that were incurred during COVID-19. The state treasurer is putting a Zoom informational panel on next Tuesday, September 29th from 10:30 to 11:30, where he'll provide overview of the program and answer applicant questions about the application process. You do need to register as there is a capacity for this Zoom meeting in each session, but you can register in advance by clicking on the link that I've already posted on our Facebook page. So remember, small business owners, you could be eligible for up to $15,000 in expenses incurred during COVID-19. The Louisiana Main Street Recovery Program is there to help you out.
And,
Now,
and there's a little misconception there because some people think you have to pay this money back. But if you qualify, this is a grant. It is not to be paid back. They're not even going to ask you what you spent it on. All you have to do is show that you were open pretty much during COVID-19 and paying X amount of employees. Not even X amount, but less than, I think the total is 50 employees. So again, this is a great opportunity. Folks need to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. And since Savitra had been telling us about her small business there in Jeanerette, I understand she's already made application for it. We were talking before we went online, and that's awesome, Savitra. We're eager for you to get your money back for sure. So do you remember where I interrupted you? Want to take it back over?
Well, yes, I can take it back over to doing a little background on City Pharmacy and Home Medical in Jeanerette. And prior to me coming to City Pharmacy, I had a road that I traveled to get here. And basically, once I got out of high school, being a Loreauville High School graduate in 1977, I went on to Xavier University and graduated in 1982 from Xavier University's College of Pharmacy. There, I came back to the area, worked as a professional relief pharmacist for a while, became the director of pharmacy at Dotreeve Hospital. Then I served there for about 17 years, went on to Iberia Medical for a year and did some compounding for a while. And then I got that opportunity of a lifetime where a pharmacist had a pharmacy here in Jeanerette. He wanted to retire. He asked if I would want to buy it because he felt this would be a good fit for me, that I would serve the community well. And I've been doing that here in Jeanerette for the last 16 years.
It's awesome. And how many employees do you have at the pharmacy, Miss Collins?
I have 7 employees, and we've laughed about it sometimes because we call ourselves sometimes the Golden Girls plus 2, because majority of my employees are 60 or 65 and older, and we have, like they say, the 2 newbies. So even my newbies have been with me at least 5 years. But again, we're the Golden Girls serving the community of Jeanerette, and we have one fine gentleman who delivers for us.
That's awesome. And where on Jeanerette are you located?
I'm located at 1411 Main Street in Jeanerette, right on the main street.
Right across the street from the Jeanerette Chamber, right?
Right.
Okay. Awesome.
Easy access. And
Easy
it makes it easy for me because I'm also a member of the Jeanerette Chamber of Commerce.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate that for sure. So let's see. We talked about pharmacies as a business. Let's talk about a medical practice as a business. Good morning, Dr. Odom. Thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about what you do besides being a doctor.
Okay. Well, I am a family physician here in New Iberia, Louisiana. I grew up in General Springs, Louisiana. I was actually born in St. Louis, Illinois, and we moved into Louisiana when I was 10. Graduated from General Springs High School in 1988. Went on to LSU in Baton Rouge. Graduated in 93 with a degree in nutrition, 95 with a degree in microbiology. I went on to medical school in Des Moines, Iowa, College of Osteopathic Medicine. Finished in 1999. Did my residency at UMC in Lafayette, which is part of the LSU Health Science Center, and finished that in 2002. And I've been in private practice since 2002, and pretty much in my own business since 2002. That wasn't my original plan. My original plan was hopefully to join another practice and be an employee or of that sort. But I pretty much was put into the city was looking for to help a physician come into town, and I took them on that offer, and been in practice ever since. Doing the business side of it, I have 3 employees. I used to have 4, but now I'm down to 3. 2 medical assistants, and both of them are Miss Collins. She was saying they were older. My 2 medical assistants were young enough to be my daughters, so they're like in their mid-20s. And also my wife, who's a registered nurse, and also my office manager. So I have someone who I can definitely trust with everything else in the office, my practice. And I've been in the community for 18 years and been welcomed into the community, and have enjoyed practicing family medicine for the past 18 years here in New Iberia. And my office is actually located on 2313 East Main Street, Suite B, which is on the Iberia Medical Center campus, right behind the big glass office building on Iberia campus.
So you're easy to find right there behind the hospital, huh?
Well, it's kind of easy when you see the big glass building first, and then you have to go around the big glass building and my little small office behind the big glass building. So it's not too difficult to find.
Well, what have been the challenges for you in private practice during the COVID-19 crisis? How has that impacted y'all?
We was when the insurance company decided to pay physicians to actually see patients doing telemedicine. That was a big help. Primarily, we've been doing telehealth visits, which was fairly new to me because I mainly see patients in person. But we were able to contact the patient on the phone and actually continue to conduct business somewhat as usual on the telephone, and pretty much go through it like a normal office visit. And so it hasn't been as bad as it could have been because that option was given to us by the Medicare, which and also I know everybody else kind of followed suit when Medicare announced that it would offer that. Because at first, telemedicine was only geared towards more rural areas where they didn't have access to healthcare as easily. So here in New Iberia, you have access. So it wasn't really around here as much, but since they allowed that to take place, it did help us out quite a bit to stay in business and still serve the needs of the patients that I have.
That's great. That's great. Well, as I say, we talked a little bit earlier about the fact that sometimes people forget that healthcare that's all business as well. It's impact.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's part of the economy. It's a big part of the economy.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But we forget sometimes that even small businesses like yours make big impact as well on more levels than with just those that we see sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
Ms.
definitely.
Collins, how did COVID impact you?
Well, we weren't prepared for all the people coming in looking for a lot of the personal protective equipment, but I was fortunate to be able to reach out to some other healthcare professionals who had vendors that, had supplier names for gloves and hand sanitizers and thermometers. And once we ordered those things, the suppliers were very readily wanting to supply those things to us so that we can meet the needs of the community. So we were able to pretty much get all the medical equipment that some of the community people were looking for.
That's good. That's good. Well, I know all of us were kind of caught off guard, and all of us had to make some pivots during this time. That's for sure.
Yes, yes. And I did have to make, some tough decisions about, people coming into the pharmacy, because there were decisions about, protecting yourself. Everyone, this was just waters that no one had ever treaded. So we were
That's
just
right.
trying to make decisions as we go. But we were able to tread the waters and come out where everyone pretty much were able to get the things they needed right here in Jeanerette.
That's great. That's great. Well, speaking of someone who made a real change during COVID, and that's Ms. Porter from Lifeline Safety. We were very excited to be able to have a live ribbon cutting at your new brick and mortar location, Ms. Porter. But tell us about you and Lifeline Safety, and tell everybody what I'm talking about. I want you to tell your story.
Hi, everyone. My name is LaDanna Porter. I was born and raised here in New Iberia, Louisiana. I attended NISH, New Iberia Senior High, and SLCC. I've been in the healthcare industry for over 10 years. I worked with the mentally challenged individuals, with the elderly, and my love for helping people is what geared me towards becoming a CPR instructor. Lifeline Safety is an awesome business. I'm a CPR instructor. I certify in healthcare, American Heart instructor. My certifications are Heart Saver, and BLS. Heart Saver, the certification gears towards CNAs, DSWs, and just general businesses. BLS gears towards doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists.
And what is BLS? That's a term I'm not familiar with.
Basic life support.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So I've been an instructor for 5 years, and I spoke to my husband, and I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to open up our own facility. I'm ready to just step out on faith and just make this work. I want to work, help out the community, and just do something awesome in Iberia Parish. So we ventured out. We contacted the Chamber of Commerce, who have been awesome. And we did our ribbon cut on July 21st.
Right in the middle of all of this going on.
Yes.
Talk about a leap of faith, girl.
Yes. And we did it. And we do abide by the COVID-19 standards and the guidelines. We also venture out, and we just started a virtual program for virtual students that are 100% virtual. I was able to hire an awesome retired teacher, and the program been up and running now for 3 weeks.
That's
we're
great.
located 1613 East Main Street here in New Iberia, Suite B, right in the same parking lot as the Department of Motor Vehicles. So you cannot miss us.
I was wondering if you would kind of give us a landmark so we would know.
Yes. You cannot miss us. So we're here to service our people in Iberia Parish. It's all about saving lives, Marty. You know, with the way the world is today, you never know when you're gonna need to save somebody's life or help somebody.
That's right.
You know, when I'm in a restaurant, I'm looking around. I'm like, hey, are you choking? Or, you know, are you okay? You know, I mean, it's all about just getting together,
Well,
helping one.
there have been lots of studies of things where an ordinary citizen saved a life on a running track or at a sports event, or somebody who knew CPR, with a good Samaritan could step in and save a life. And I see Dr. Odom shaking his head. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen that. Well, this is really, really very interesting. Like I said, I love the fact that I can learn something every time I talk with y'all. You know, that's a great thing. Jeff, do you have any questions? You've been shaking your head over there.
Nodding, not necessarily shaking, but nodding in agreement to a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things I'd like to talk about, and you know, there's a lot of misunderstanding, especially of people who are not African American, don't understand the struggles of opening up a business and the obstacles that Black Americans may have versus white Americans, whether it's dealing with a bank, whether it's finding the similar type of real estate and those kind of things to open a business. Can anyone address some of those struggles, whether or not you encountered them or not, but maybe the struggles of, and one of the reasons why there would be a month set aside to recognize Black businesses?
Anybody?
In my case, it was a little different. Since the hospital was actually looking to help bring a new physician into town, they actually, for the first year, kind of guaranteed a certain amount of income I can make. And after that, I was basically on my own, doing my own income. They actually had office space for me to rent, so I didn't have to actually go and find a building to rent. I didn't have to advertise me. When I came to town, they provided some of the advertisements for me as well. So my situation was a lot easier because of that whole process. I didn't have to go to the bank to get a loan and kind of like, maybe, I'm not sure about Ms. Collins or her business, but I'm sure Mrs. Porter might have had a little bit of more of experience in their side because she probably had to go through some of those channels to do that. But mine was, fortunately, was a lot easier process.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm Savitra, and basically, I had some struggles when I came here to become a pharmacist in the area. When I started employment at the hospitals, it seemed at one point that me being Black and female, there were some questions about, you know, me being first a female because I was young, and it was discussed that possibly I'd want to get married, have children, the responsibilities of a pharmacist, and especially a pharmacist having to be on call might not be able to be met because of, you know, family needs. And it seemed like that was a concern. But, you know, basically my 38 years of experience as a pharmacist has proven that I'm committed to pharmacy. Pharmacy is not just a job to me. It's a service that I think God has wanted me to do from possibly birth, that it's just my calling. So right. I've overcome that, and some of those obstacles that were met, you know, based on my performance, I think that spoke for itself, that I wasn't going to be a pharmacist who was going to make excuses. Right. I was going to try to produce results.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Ms. Porter, you're the most recent startup new business. Any specific challenges is brought to you?
To be honest with you, Marty, no. I took a leap, and I actually, I said, okay, where am I going to begin looking for a facility? You know, where am I going to? And I ended up speaking to Mr. Randy Gonsalves. And Mr. Randy, he led me here. I told him my vision. He knew exactly what I wanted to do. He understood my vision. And here I am today. It's like everything fell in my lap. I just have to thank the good Lord, because everything fell in my lap. And so far, it's just been blessing over blessing on top of it.
It's interesting, you know, when it's the right thing, the right people, the right time.
The right time.
Yeah, it all happens. Is that well? That's good to know. I guess, Jeff, that answers our question, right?
And again, it's an interesting sample size, but we know that there are some struggles out there, and I hope others are able to overcome those.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm going to switch gears here for just a minute. We'll be back and get some last words from the panel shortly, but I do want to talk about a couple of things that are happening this weekend. And I'm really excited that the Shadows on the Teche is reopening, and they're having this Saturday from 10 to 2 on the grounds only. They're going to have a freebie day at the Shadows with family games and scavenger hunts and all that other kind of good stuff. It's their Shadows Community Day. The admission is free. You get to play games with the kids. There's art prints of the shadows in these games. They have all prizes. I think that's going to be great fun. It's going to be outdoors. How's the weather going to be Saturday? We got 2 things going on Saturday, Jeff.
Reasonable. There's a chance of a scattered shower, but shouldn't be anything that is a game changer or should stop people from going out. But yeah, there's a chance. May want to have an umbrella handy just in case.
Yeah, well, that's good. So, yay, the Shadows is reopening. Social distancing and masking is requested. They will be counting at the door. The entry for this particular event will be at the front gate of the Shadows. You don't have to go to the admission center, and they'll be monitoring the crowds to stay within the guidelines. And we have a little drop-in special guest. Hey, Brinkley. Let's see you. Where did she go? There she is.
Hello.
Hey, there she is.
I'm here.
There's Miss Brinkley. Tell us about what's going on for you Saturday morning, girl.
Well, it's going to start off bright and early on Saturday. We have our Running of the Bulls 5K and 1 mile fun run, which is going to be downtown in Bologna Plaza. The race is going to start and finish on Fulton Street, which is parallel to the Bayou Teche.
And how many runners do you have so far? And is it tonight the deadline to register online?
Yes, online registration ends tonight at midnight. As of now, we have 108 participants, which has exceeded our limit for the last few years. We never reached that much at this point, so we're really excited.
I think there's a lot of pent-up demand. What do you think?
I think so. I think everybody's ready to get out and do something.
Well, good. That's really good. I'm excited because I'm actually going to be getting out with you guys.
Yes.
Brinkley was so creative to find a spot for me that makes me comfortable, because this is like day, 190 or something that I've been in my little bubble here. But she called me and said, Miss Marti, we have the perfect job for you. You can drive the sweep car. And I know how that is to be the last person to come in, because I've been that way a couple of times. So I'm going to be driving the sweep car on the 5K on Saturday, and Miss Jenny, my little dog that everyone's heard a couple of times today, will be riding along with me. She's been my ride or die for all of these events in the past. So how can they get in touch with you, Brinkley, to register and get more information?
Okay, so my cell number is 337-380-7636. But also tomorrow, downtown Bologna Plaza near the gazebo, we will be doing on-site registration and early check-in for the race. So if people want to come out in person and packet pickup, yeah. So if people want to come out in person and sign up for the race from 4 to 6 tomorrow, they can. Cash only, of course, and we can get them registered for the race, and then they can check in as well.
And
we're at Bologna Plaza.
Near the gazebo. I know they're repairing the gazebo right now, so we'll probably set a table up somewhere near there.
Very good.
And this is all to benefit
the Spanish Festival, which has been canceled, unfortunately, this year, but it is rescheduled for April 16th through 18th of 2021. And actually, our proceeds help benefit our student exchange program from New Iberia students to Alarin de la Torres, Spain students.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I know I'm looking forward to Saturday morning. We'll be all ready to go. Just be looking for the the chocolate soul in the back with the sign on it, and wave at me as I go by, because it's going to be the biggest thing that's happened to me in 6 months. So I'm really looking forward to
For
it.
all of us. We're
Yeah.
all looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thanks for stopping in, Brinkley. And to our guest panel,
You're
let's make a real quick run around the table as we used to do when we were in the studio. One last opportunity to tell everybody who you are and how to get in contact with you. Dr. Odom, since you're on the top of my screen, let's go with you first.
Okay, like I said, I'm Dr. Leandre Odom here in New Iberia, Louisiana. Address is 2313 East Main Street, Suite B, as in boy, New Iberia. Telephone number here is area code 337-560-2313.
Awesome. And Ms. Porter?
My name is LaDanna Porter. I'm a certified CPR instructor geared towards Heart Saver and BLS. And we also have a virtual program for 100% of virtual students. We're located at 613 East Main Street, Suite B, as in boy, here in New Iberia, the same parking lot as the Department of Motor Vehicle. You can contact me at 337-380-2689.
Awesome. And Ms. Collins?
Hi, again, I'm Savitra Antoine Collins, native of Lorville, Louisiana. I'm located at 1411 Main Street, City Pharmacy, 1411 Main Street, Jeanerette. And at City Pharmacy, we do more than fill prescriptions. We have a bill pay station that serves the community, and we're open from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. You can reach me at 337-276-4249.
And Brinkley, since your little visitor is there with us, give us a quick who, what, when, where on the race.
Saturday, September 26th is the Running of the Bulls 5K 1 mile fun run, and the race starts at 8 o'clock a.m. Check-in is from 7 to 7:30, and we also have a little announcement too. We will be unveiling the festival poster during the award ceremony for the race.
So even if you don't run, you can come down and see the poster, right?
Exactly. Yes, we're really excited, and it was actually done by a junior from New Iberia Senior High.
Oh, cool.
It was with our student art contest that we had back in January of 2020.
in a past life almost, right?
That's exactly, yes. Felt like forever ago.
Exactly. Well, I want to thank today's guest panel, Dr. Odom, Ms. Collins, and Ms. Conway for joining us today to talk about the business of healthcare. Next Thursday's show celebrates Positively Iberia's first anniversary. Can you believe it's been a year already? And we're going to have the folks who have made it happen. And as Janet mentioned earlier, we're also going to talk to the Wizard of Rue, Chef Amy Sins from the World Championship Gumbo Cook-Off Virtual Edition. So you won't want to miss meeting Chef Amy. I understand she's quite a handful, so I'm looking forward to that. And if you haven't already, and we hope you have, please like and follow and share Positively Iberia's Facebook page and join our Facebook group, Positively Iberia Hopes. And if you have a story idea or you'd like to share some information with us, just let us know. Give us a call at 337-352-2892 or email positivellyiberia@iberiachamber.org. Positively Iberia is produced by the Greater Iberia Chamber of Commerce in cooperation with Teche Matters here on KANE 107.5 FM and AM 1240. Later today, we'll share an In Case You Missed It post with links to the audio that you can play anytime. And you'll be able to see the link to our YouTube channel for that peek behind the curtain that we talked about earlier. I'm waving at you now, so come check us out. We'd especially like to thank our generous underwriter. We're excited that First National Bank of Jeanerette is signed on to continue Positively Iberia. We'll talk about that next week. And also to our radio listeners and over 2,400 Facebook followers. Enjoy a positively great weekend. It's one we don't have to watch the tropics for in a long time. So get out, enjoy the shadows, and come race with us. And remember, it's only getting better.